Great. Thanks, everyone. As I said, today is interactive, so I do hope that you will either chat or put your hands up so you can speak when I get to the points where I'm going to ask you to interact. And the whole energy of today is to come out with something that is going to help you with your business plan processing, but in a very practical way. It's a very, very practical workshop. And we should come out with some tools that you can use, that you're going to use in your planning of your business, in anything in your life, really. These skills are very general. They can be used for life, they can be used for business, they can be used for many things. So I hope that you leave with a lot of inspiration and a lot of motivation today. So going into what it's about and who I am. So what is this about? It's not just paperwork. It's a blueprint to your success. It's learning how to build a business plan that you can use step by step. You'll get hands-on with the tools, the templates, the tips to make planning feel doable and even exciting. Wow. You'll learn how to structure your plan, use tools that simplify the process, and start building your plan in real time. So this is not a plan that you're going to make and then put as a doorstop. You know, the nice thick plan that you just put by the door to stop it closing. That's not this kind of workshop. This is about a very practical plan that is going to inspire you and give you a new perspective. That's what it's all about. So who am I? So my name is Amanda Blankfield-Koseff. I've worked in the development space for 17 years. I was the marketing manager at Africa Tikkun, which is an NPO, for almost 6 years. And while I was there, I started a program called the Youth Citizens Action Program. That's YCAP for short. And that's about changing young people's lives, giving them tools and skills so they can be the change they want to see in their communities. And then I moved that program into Empowervate Trust in 2013, which is also an NPO. To date, we've had 750 government schools nationally taking part in the program. And we've seen many amazing projects that show impact and sustainability through this methodology that you are going to learn today. So here we're going to teach you these principles that's meant for social entrepreneurship and business skills. And it's meant to actually help you do things in a very practical manner. And we have just a few questions here, like what are your expectations of today? If we can just get in the chat, or you can just put your hand up and just speak and tell us what you want to get out of today's session after giving you that overview. Simon Wabisi is there on his camera and he's unmuted, so he can speak first.
Good morning, my technology. I can't see myself, but I'm glad that you can see me.
So what are your expectations? Tell us.
Thank you very much for today's session. You know, I got interested and wanted to participate and learn more, because since I've been doing business, I'm doing clothing manufacturing. That's my career. So, and when you do craft work, you're doing business. People come and buy, and whenever we want to go access funding and something, they want a business plan. And ever since, I've never been successful, imagine, for so long. And you don't know the content, because sometimes they give you a template, and as you say, something a doorstopper there. Yeah, so I wanted to learn the content. Maybe this session will give me an idea going forward, like open my mind in planning, because what I've learned that business planning, in the concept of saying, give me your business planning, is not as in when you are doing the work. When you are doing business, the real action of business there's a gap that I wanted to see, maybe can be filled today.
Close the gap.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's why I said this is all about being practical, because sometimes people write very nice business plans, but they never read them again. So there's no point in it. I don't see the point in it. It's like they just use it, as you say, to get funding, and then they forget about it. So we want this to be a practical tool that you can use. So thank you. By the end of today, let's hope that we can tick that one off the list, okay?
Thanks.
Great. Anyone else?
Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Any other expectations of today? Anything specific you'd like to learn, or anything general, or just why you're here today?
There are comments in the chat box.
See them?
Yeshua said, I want to learn how to properly format my business plan.
Okay. Put that
Neil
in there.
says to get guidance in structuring his vision and business plan.
Okay. And now we need two more. Two more. There's 14 of us. I'm sure we can get two more. Okay, here's another one. I'm here with an open mind. Oh, that's good. We like open minds because open minds learn, hey?
I think a question we can add is, why is it so important to have a business plan?
Yeah, the importance. Okay, and then the last one, open-minded was one of them, so I will put it and see what that person says at the end. Let's see. Okay, so, oh, there's one more. Trying to say up to date. Okay, we can put that. Open-minded, staying up to date. Fine, thank you. So what is an entrepreneurial mindset? So entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial mindset is the self-directed pursuit of opportunities. So self-directed pursuit of opportunities to create value for others. By creating value for others, we empower ourselves. So I think that's quite a powerful way of looking at it. You know, we're not just there to make money. We're not just there to create a livelihood. We're not just there to fulfill needs of our customers or clients. We're actually there to create value for others. And while we're doing that, we actually create value for ourselves. So it's a give and take. It's a to and fro. It's a yin and yang, if you want to put it like that. So this is a very nice summary of what the entrepreneurial mindset is. And then what are the skills that are needed in business? So I've just listed them here, and this is, you know, not an exhaustive list, but definitely the first one is project management skills. So that is how to run a project. Even though a business is long term, it has to start with a beginning, middle, and end just to get it off the ground. You can't have an open-ended thing of we will just continue forever in exactly the same way. So I like to see it like a bite-sized chunk. You know, when you say when you want to eat an elephant, how do you do it? And they say one bite at a time. So it's the same thing. Like do it one thing at a time, one section at a time. Start with something, refine it, see if it works, add something, change something, then continue. So all the time you like reiterating it. It's not something that you just do once and then you're fine. You have to keep on reinventing yourself. So it's the same thing with business. You have to keep on reinventing yourself to stay relevant because things change. As someone said just now, they want to stay up to date. That's why we look at it like that. So project management skills are very key. And then communication skills, very important. Time management, conflict resolution, because we are going to be working with other people, and wherever there are people, there's going to be conflict. Presentation skills, public speaking skills, if that is something that you have to do, or if you're going to outsource it to someone else. And then I say being active citizens and change agents, because all of us want our country to succeed, because where are our customers and clients based, and where are we based in our country? So if it's not succeeding, then no one's going to succeed. So we have to have that as one of our top of mind actions. And also to solve issues, to solve problems in our community. By doing our businesses, we should be solving problems, not just doing something that's nice to have and fun, but also doing something that's making a difference. So if there's a social issue, an environmental, an educational, economic challenge in the schools in your area or your community or your country or whatever it is, always have that in mind as well, because we don't want to have a place that is not working. If it's not working, no one's working, right? Okay, so how to write a business plan using our YCAP methodology. So we've got a 10-step process. Step 10 is the review and revise. So that is basically where we talk about, you know, the reflection of what, I'm just going to say a reflection of what worked and what didn't work, as I mentioned just now. So number one is how to form and manage a team. So that is the HR element. Okay, so HR is important. Some people start with the idea, then they go to the HR. We put it like this because even if it is only you in your business, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're all about so that you can manage it properly. And I'm going to go into more detail when I get to step one. But basically, step one and step two are HR related issues. Step three is research. So that's R&D, research and development, right? So what are the things that we could do in our business? What are our possible products or services? Okay. Then identify the topic and describe it. So the topic is the business product or service. Okay. Just making it more business focused. So that is going to also be related to R&D, let's say. Then finding the target market and brainstorming solutions. So that goes more into marketing, because you have to know who you are marketing your product to so that you can find out if you are actually on the right track or not. If you don't know who your market is, then you're not going to get there, right? You can't say I'm making a product for everyone. That doesn't work. You have to have a specific market in mind and you have to know them very well. Okay. Planning the actions and budgeting, operations. Okay. So operations and the finance, because budgeting is part of the finance. And then that also comes with capital. You need capital, if you need fundraising, however it works, if you are doing an NGO or you're doing a for-profit entity. So, okay. Managing the team and doing the actions. Now we're going back to HR. So it comes in a circle. The first ones come back again at the bottom. So step 7 goes back to HR. Now we're managing how the team managed. Did they do well? Did they manage to do what they're supposed to do? Or did they fall off the wagon? Did half the team resign? Did someone totally mess up and the whole business failed because of them? Like, that's what we want to know in step 7. And then step 8 is looking at step 6 again and seeing, has this actually worked? What is the evidence? Can we see in our accounting, our records, that things are actually working? Are we making some money or are we breaking even? That's evidence. Are we seeing more customers coming back? All of that kind of thing. And I'll go into more detail when I get there. And that is all about measurement. So measurement of progress. Okay. And then talking about it. So that is measuring the marketing. So making sure that your marketing is working and your communication in your team is working. Get there? And then step 10 is reflection again. Reflection, staying relevant, improvements, etc. Okay, so there's like basically what we're going to do in this next hour. And it is going to be interactive, so I hope you're all ready for that. So step 1, that is the HR element, how to form and manage a team. So how to recruit your team, how to make your group into a team, how to resolve conflicts, and how to work remotely, because that is still a topic that we have to look at. So firstly, recruiting your team. So if it's just you, fine, you've recruited yourself, well done. But if you do have other people you need to work with, you have to know what kind of people you're looking for, what kind of skills you need, how many people you need, do you have money to pay them yet? Look, those elements are very important, especially when you're just starting out. So that is something to think about in yourself or your management team. Who do we want in our team? Then once you've got a few people, how do you make everyone go onto a vision, like have the same vision and have the same goal, that they can actually see that they're part of a team and they want to reach that goal of the organization, all of them. They want to fulfill their personal goals and they want to actually help reach the goal of the organization, and the two should be linked. So if my goal in life is to become a doctor and I join an accounting firm, am I in alignment? It can be in alignment if I say I'm an accountant for a doctor, then it makes sense. It's perfect. But if I want to be an accountant in an accounting firm and I just want to do accounting only, then I'm not in the right place. I'm not a good fit. I shouldn't be in the doctor's office. So you see what I'm saying about seeing who the right people are and if their goals, their personal goals and the business goals are matching in alignment. Because if they're not going to stay very long. And they might actually not do a very good job either. So the passion must be there for the business and for themselves, and see that those two are linked. So that is an important thing to realize. Also, how to resolve conflict. So there is going to be conflict. That's just human nature. But it's actually a good thing. You'd rather have someone tell you that things aren't working than just keep it to themselves because they're scared of talking out. And then later on, when things go wrong, they're like, oh, I actually knew it was going to go wrong. I was too scared to say anything. But yeah, I could see it happening. You don't want that either. So the conflict element is about having open communication, having platforms for communication, and making sure that if there is anything that becomes a conflict, it's managed in a good way. So there's different conflict resolution styles, and I'm not going to go into detail now because there's lots of them. But you can do your own research and see which ones you would like to develop yourself in, because you have to understand how it works so that you can manage the situation. And then you can also train your team in how to do it, so that whenever there's conflict, they know what the process is in your organization. Okay. Working remotely, if you are working remotely, you need to make some time for the personal interactions, because usually when you're in an office situation, you're going to have those little chats by the water cooler, little chats at lunch and things like that, where you get to know the people, not just as people who do the work. Whereas if you're working remotely and you only meet every time to talk about work, you don't have that personal relationship, and that actually does not help with team development. So beware of that, and also make sure that you have a proper way of working remotely so everyone knows what their outcomes are supposed to be, and they're not just slacking off because you're not there to watch them. So that's what you have to check as well. So that is step 1. Then that leads on to step 2, which is roles and responsibilities. So now you have to see which roles do we need to fill. And roles could be marketing manager, finance manager, CEO, which obviously one of you would be, I would assume. Deputy CEO, maybe you've got one of those. It can be income generation manager, it can be operations manager, whichever ones you want to have in your team, whichever roles you need. You have to find out which ones you need for your specific organization, and then say what are the responsibilities of that role. So these become the KPIs eventually. And KPIs is the key performance indicators. So key performance indicators are saying, what are you supposed to achieve in this job? So it's very clear. When you come to performance management, which is checking if someone is doing what they're supposed to be doing, and if both of you are on the same page, you can only check that if someone knows what they were meant to do. So if they weren't aware, then you can't really you can't measure or manage them if they are not aware of what they're supposed to do. So I'm going to just say a key performance indicator. And you can look at HR books or anything to get this information if you want to get more detail, or you could just outsource to an HR practitioner if you don't want to do it yourself. So that's also key with managing the team. It's not always going to be team members that are there full-time every day. You can actually outsource to people if you don't have that expertise in your team. Okay. So what are their responsibilities, which is very important, and then how to match people according to their roles. So when you match people according to their strengths, you say, what are people's strengths? What are they good at? What are they passionate about? That is the kind of thing you need to look at when you say, what roles are they going to be in? Because maybe there are 2 roles that you're thinking of for this person and you're not sure which one. That is going to be the deciding factor. So that's matching of strengths and passions to roles is very important, matching people's. Okay. Then also sometimes organizations use timesheets to manage the teams. That depends what kind of business you have. So that is one way. And then another way is performance management, which is what I said just now, performance management. Communication is key, making sure that you have communication policies, communication protocols, the organogram, all of those things come under roles and responsibilities. Okay. Are there any questions on the steps 1 and 2 so far? All good. Okay. Step 3, that is more the research and development. So this is now different tools that we're going to give you, and the interactive stuff is coming next. So get ready. So SWOT analysis, that is basically the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the organization that you're starting. So what is if you are, let's say, in the specific industry, let's say you are in the security industry, okay? Now you have to say, what are the strengths of our organization? If it's an already existing organization, what are the strengths of it? What are we doing well? What is going well? What are the weaknesses? What are we not doing well? Opportunities, what could we do better that we've seen out like other organizations do? Like what can we learn from other opportunities that are not within our organization? And what are the threats to our organization? What outside threats could be there? And the one obvious one is right now the petrol price increase, right? That is an external threat that you have no control over, but it will affect your business. Depending on what your business is, it can affect it more or less. So if you're a transport company, then it's definitely going to affect you more than if you are a company that doesn't really use transport for your business, right? So that is what you have to look at for your organization. You can also do SWOT analysis for your industry itself. So if it's a security industry, what are the strengths of the industry? Also, who are the competitors? What are the strengths of your competitors? What are their weaknesses? How can you be better than them? If you look at what their good points are, what their bad points are, you can see where you can do better and you can have your competitive advantage. So that's very important. And then from SWOT analysis, you can draw a map of your area or environment and list all the challenges on the map, challenges/opportunities. So if you are drawing a map of the security industry and you say, this is our community. Let's say you're working in a specific community and you want to set up your security branch in that community. You're starting a new one, okay? So you want to draw the map, and on the map, you want to write where all the challenges are. So in this area, there's a park and the park's not fenced in. There's already a challenge. That's an opportunity for you because you're a security company. You can offer to put a fence up, right? You can look around and say, okay, there's a very dodgy area where there's a lot of people that are, just loitering around and, looking dodgy. That is a very big security risk. So you put one there, okay? Then you put something on, let's say, a school in the area, and the school doesn't have proper protocols. Anyone can just go in and out the school. There's no proper gate and no proper security team. So there's another one. So you put all of the challenges there on the map. At one glance, you can see all of them, and then you can decide which ones are the ones that you are going to use as opportunities for your business. And you can present those as your competitive advantage because you have looked at that and other companies have not. You've noticed things that they have not. You've seen solutions to things that they have not thought of. So that is a very important exercise to do. And it can be done on an industry level, can be done on a community level. It depends on what you're doing. But the fact of drawing the map and having everything at one glance, and it's not a to-scale map, this is just like a little drawing, is very useful. Okay, so that's the second tool. And then the third one is the one that we are going to do the exercise on now. So the systemic stairway is something that we're going to use to help prioritize your ideas. Because sometimes there's many ideas. If you're starting a new business and you don't know yet what you're doing, and there's just so many ideas, and you're like, but which one is the one I should work on? Which one should be the main product or the main service that I'm going to offer? Because there's so many that I could do. So this prioritization tool is going to help you to decide which one you're going to work with first. Okay. So this is just from our toolkit, a little screenshot of that. That's the map I was talking about. As you can see, it's all little blocks. Doesn't have to be fancy drawing, but just listing all of those challenges and opportunities so you can find the one that you are going to assist with. Okay, now this is the interrelationship diagram. So we are going to draw a picture like this. I hope you have a pen and paper. Okay, if you can't keep up, I will send this to you. So don't worry, this will be sent to everyone. So in the yellow block, you would put one challenge and the green another. So there's 5 challenges or 5 opportunities, okay? And then we are going to do a process where we find which one of these is the one we're going to start with. And the one we start with will be the one at the bottom of the ladder there. So at the end, we'll all look like that. But we're first going to start with ideas for the systemic stairway. So I want you guys to come up with any business ideas, whether they're existing or whether they're new or whether they just came into your head right now. Any business ideas, if you're thinking right now you want to start a business selling a product or a service, what would it be? And let's go. In the chat, or you can put your hand up, or you can just say it. Event planning. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm running my own photography business, and I've got an idea where I want to go to corporate businesses and do LinkedIn and personal profile pictures for them.
Okay, so do you want that specific thing to be the idea, or do you want it to be photography for business?
I want it to be one of the avenues that I take within my photography. I want to do events, but I also want to do this during the day so that I have more of a steady business.
Sure. You want to have a diversified business. Perfect. So I'm just going to say photography for business, but you know what it means. It means the LinkedIn and all of those things you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So I put in there. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now I had a chat. Where's this chat gone here? Corporate videos.
Okay, that's Monavisi.
Is that your one? Okay, corporate videos, corporate and brand videos.
Hello, can I come in?
Yes.
And say my business idea. Yeah, I'd like to. I'm in clothing manufacturing. I'd like to have my products being in the retail stores. That's my idea.
Okay, clothing for retail stores. Perfect. Thank you. Let me see what else was in the chat. My chat keeps like coming and going. I have to like find it again. Okay, social media for brands and organic products, organic body products. I don't have a long one, so I'm just going to say organic body products. But you know what I mean by that. And then the last one, I saw for that. My chat is gone again. Come back, come back. Okay, can someone read to me what it was just before organic body products? Was it social media or something? Social media for? Okay, came back. For brands. Okay. So social media, I'm going to say for business because brands are businesses usually. Okay, so these are our 5 ideas, right? Is there anything that looks similar here that we could group? Because we've got 6 now and we should only have 5. Can we group any of these together? Can we maybe put social media with something else or photography with something else? Or which one can we make?
Photography and event planning.
I think
Yeah, I think they got
photography, video, and social media could be under the same media heading.
Okay, so photography, videos, and social media. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we need one more because we got rid of this one. Okay, we need one more different one. I want something different, not similar to any of these. Something very outside the box.
Hi,
Mhm.
sorry for joining late. I'm not sure if this one can work. Tutoring.
Tutoring. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. We had one in the chat. Let's just check it before we move on. Hey, this chat, I don't know why it likes to slide in and out. Yeah. Okay. Gabrielle. Art, photography, images on decor or kitchenware. Okay, that's very specific. So I want to keep it a little bit general, and we've got photography here already. So I'm not going to use that specific one. Okay. Photography is already covered up here. And we've got 5 now. So we're just going to use these 5. Remember, these are ideas. We're not using your specific businesses. It's just to see what we're going to do with this specific exercise. Okay. So what I said just now about grouping ideas, we've just done that. So I'm just going to delete it. We've done that. We're so efficient. Now, these are the ratios. So the first thing we want to do, if you have a color, you're going to take yellow. I'm going to write here yellow, okay? And yellow, we're going to say is this first one. I'm just going to copy these so I don't have to retype everything. Okay. So event planning, I'm going to say that's yellow. That's the yellow block there. Then the next one, this is the green one. This one is going to be the turquoise. Then this one is going to be the red. And this one is going to be the navy blue. Okay. So now the yellow block, got the yellow block. Now I need you guys to interact because this is all about teamwork. What you would do is you would take your team and you would write down these 5 ideas and you would now discuss amongst your team which one is more profitable, would be a better business idea. The yellow block, okay, that's the event planning, or the green block, which is the photography, videos, and social media for business. Right now, in our economic climate where we are in South Africa, which one would you put your money on? If you were an investor and you had to invest in a business, would you do number 1, which is the event planning, or number 2, the photography, videos, and social media for business? So you must tell me 1 or 2. You can vote in the chat or you can talk about it, but we want to see which one is going to be in the majority. And then if there's a tie, then we have to debate until we choose one. Okay.
Number 2.
So 1 or 2?
I would go for number 2, as a lot of companies are
Number
scrambling to get onto social media and be more relevant to younger viewers.
Okay, so we've got 1 vote for 2. Anyone else?
I'm number 2 also.
Okay, another vote for 2. No one's saying 1.
Hi, everyone. Sorry.
Hello?
I would go for number 1 just because I think the setup and startup costs are less than the other businesses. So I would go with number 1.
Okay, perfect. We've got 2 votes for 2, 1 vote for 1. Let's see in the group, we've got 2 votes for 2 here. So we've got 4 votes for 2, 1 vote for 1. It looks like number 2 is winning. Okay, 1 more vote and then we see if they won. Anyone want to give the final one? 1. Ah, there we go. But still, number 2 is 1 because there are 4 number 2s and only 2 number 1s. So we have started that. The arrow, see the arrows? The arrow is going to go from the yellow, out of the yellow and into the green, okay? So if you're drawing the picture, the arrow must go from there to there. So the little end of the arrow must go into the green one now. Okay, so now we're done with that one. Now we're going to do between the yellow one, which is number 1, and number 3, the clothing for retail stores. That's the turquoise one. So what do you think is the more lucrative business, the best business idea, the event planning or the clothing in retail stores? Putting your clothing in retail stores, which one?
I'm doing clothing, but I will choose event planning because clothing is complex. I'll vote for number 1.
Because you're already in it, you know.
I'll vote for number 1.
Okay, number 1. Okay, let's see what the chat says. We've got number 1, number 2, number 1. I mean number 3. Because he said clothing
Number 3.
Yeah. So number 1, we've got 4 votes. And we've actually got 5 votes. Yeah, so definitely number 1 has won this one. Okay, so number 1, we're going to draw the arrow from number 1 to that turquoise one. Okay, so the arrow goes there into turquoise. Okay. Now we're going to compare number 1 and number 4. Event planning or organic body products. So all kinds of products. There's a whole thing in the chat about what this is. But it's organic body products, so things that are safe for your body, they're safe for the environment, all of that kind of, those things. Which one? Number 1, event planning, or number 4, the organic
I
body?
vote for number 4. For number 4.
Great, thank you. Let's see in the group chat. We've got number 4 with no reason. Timothy's like, it's number 4, but I don't know why. It's just a gut feel. And we'll come to that later on. Gut feel is a way of reasoning, so don't worry. Someone else said 50-50. We don't know. You have to choose one. You can't sit on the fence. Number 4. Everyone's voting number 4.
I think
No one
I think
Yeah.
number 1 in the short term would work because there's not many startup costs, but I think number 4 in the end would be most profitable after you've developed your product and gone through a lot of the costing and development.
Okay, so I think number 4 is one, this one, eh?
Yeah.
So now for the red one, we're going to draw the arrow from yellow to red. The arrow is going into red. Now we've got our last one. Okay, the last one is the navy blue one, which is tutoring. So tutoring for kids, the kids that are failing maths, now they matric, they don't know what to do with themselves. We're tutoring those kids now. Or the kids that are in primary school, they're not passing. What are we going to do? We have to tutor them. Or they want to get straight A's. They don't want to just get B's. They want A's. So tutoring can cover all of that. Is it tutoring or event planning? Which one is going to be the most profitable business to invest in?
Event planning, number 1.
Number 1. Okay, we've got number 1. We've got number 5 here. We've got one of each. It's a tie. Let's get some more votes. Number 1 again. Number 5, number 1. Oh, this one is quite neck and neck, eh? Let's see. Number 1 again. Number 1 is in the lead by 1. Let's see 1 or 2 more votes. No more. Okay, so number 1 is leading by 1 vote. So number 1 is 1. So again, the arrow is going to go from the yellow into the navy blue. And now we're done with yellow. Now we're moving on to number 2, which is the photography, videos, and social media for business. Now we have to compare that one to number 3, which is the clothing and retail stores. So the green one with the turquoise one. So which one, 2 or number 3?
The green, number 2.
Number
2 for me.
2 votes for number 2, because in the chat there's also a number 2. Okay, 2 votes for number 2. Anyone else? Another number 2? Oh, okay, number 2 is 1, so we already got 4 votes. So we're going to draw the arrow from the green to the turquoise. Now, from the green to the red. So the photography, videos, and social media for business, and the organic body products. Which one? Number 2 or number 4?
This one.
It's tough, eh?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, I've got another 4 in the chat. Another one. 2 will assist 4, but which one are you voting for? We've got 3 votes for number 4 so far. We'll see one more and see if that one is number 4, then we move on. Oh, there's a number 2. Okay, we need 1 more vote. Let's see what that next vote is. Two. Okay. Now we've got 3 votes for, 2 votes 2, but still number 4 is in the lead. So sorry, number 4 has 1. So we're going to draw the arrow from the red. It's a helicopter overhead. Okay, from the red to the green. From the red to the green, the arrow is going into the green. Okay. Now we're comparing the green to the navy. So that's number 2 to number 5. So the photography, videos, and social media for business compared to tutoring. So number 2 or number 5? Number 2, number 2.
Number 2.
Okay,
number
1.
2.
Number 2. Number 2. Okay, number 2 is 1, definitely. So we're going to draw the arrow from the photography, which is green, into the navy, which is number 5. Okay. Now we're going to go to the turquoise. Okay. So the turquoise one, number 3, the clothing and retail stores, comparing to the red, which is the tutoring. No, wait, the red is the organic body products. So it's number 3 to number 4. Yeah. Number 3 is the...
I'm taking number 3.
Number 3, okay. Number 4, number 3, number 3, number 4, number 3. One more, let's see which it is.
Number 3.
Okay, so we've got number 3 winning. So you're going to go from number 3, the turquoise one, into number 4, the red one. Okay, now we're going number 4 to number 5. So organic body products to tutoring, red to navy. Which one?
Number 4.
4. We've got 4 in the chat as well. 4 again, 4 again. Okay, 4 is 1. So now we draw the arrow from the red to the navy. Okay. Now we go to the navy one. So the navy one, have we compared them to everyone? No, we have to compare number 3, turquoise, and number 5, navy. So number 3 or number 5?
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3 is in the chat. Number 5, oh, tied. Number 3, untied. One more. What's it going to be?
Number 3.
You're going for number 3, hey? Okay, so 3 beats it by 1. So draw the arrow from 3 to 5. So by the end of it, you will have that same star that we had in this other picture here. If you have anything missing, then you must check. You've missed one out, but we didn't because I can see the star. And all the ones on the outside are also done. So now what we do is the ladder, that little staircase, which is very cool. And it makes a lot of sense when you see it. So now we're doing the ratios first. So the ratios, as you see little numbers there, it says out and in. So how many arrows went out of the first one, which is the yellow one? How many arrows went out? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 went out and none went in because all 4 went out. So it's 4 naught, okay? Then for the green one, there's only 2 that went out and 2 that went in. You agree? 2 went out, 2 went in. Then for turquoise, 1 went out, 3 went in. For red, 2 went out and 2 went in. For navy, 0 went out and 4 went in. Okay. So now we're going to do the stairway. The stairway has the ratio with the highest number at the bottom. Okay, so this one, the highest number, the yellow one, is at the bottom. That's the yellow one. Okay, then from there, we go to the one that's the highest score after that. So after 4, there's a tie between number 2 and number 4. So we can write them, that doesn't matter which order. Let's just write red and green because they tied. Okay. Then it was turquoise because turquoise was number 1 on the outside, 1 going in. And then the last one is navy because that one had 0. Okay. So what that means is the driver is at the bottom. Okay. So the driver, so I'm going to move these down. The driver is number 1. Okay, so as you saw here, number 1 was event planning. Isn't that interesting? Okay, event planning is number 1 and it's also the driver. Then the next one after that was red. So we moved the red one. Just here, which is the next. Okay, it was tutoring. Then the green one. Okay, the green one, photography.
Photography.
It's already there. I don't even have to move it. Then it was turquoise. And the turquoise one was number 3. There we go. It's still there. It's in the right place. So I don't have to move it. And then the last one here, this is the outcome.
Organic
This is
work,
the most
yeah.
exciting thing. So number 1 is the driver, and number 4 is the outcome. So let me explain what this means. So the driver is the one you start with. So, when you're doing something and people always say to you, you must choose the lowest hanging fruit. You know that saying, you must choose the lowest. So the lowest hanging fruit is something that you can do even if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of, overheads, you don't have, to set it up is not going to be a mission. You don't have to have a big building. You don't have to buy equipment, none of that, because the best way to start a business is to just start. And then while you're there, you're going to build up and you're going to grow and you're going to see what else you're going to do. But, to start something and to get confidence from it and to grow is very important, especially when we're new at business. We've never started a business before. Then I would not say like go for the most hectic thing. It's quite daunting to try and go from never running a business to running this like Virgin Atlantic, Virgin, all those companies that Richard Branson runs. You can't go from nothing to doing that, right? You have to work your way up. That's how Richard Branson did it. He worked his way up. He started out with a small thing. He built it, he built it, he built it, he built it. So let's start here with event planning. That is a perfect way to start. It's the driver. Because event planning, as all of you said when you were discussing, event planning doesn't take a lot of resources.
Yes.
It doesn't take resources. You just have to have the knowledge of what to do. And you have to have the suppliers. So you have to find out who the suppliers are, get a list of them, make relationships with them. And then you have to find the customers. Once you get a few customers that like you and they promote you, you're there, you've done. Everyone knows you, you're on the right track. So that would be a perfect business starter. Okay. Not to say that everyone wants to get into event planning. Remember, this would be in your team and you discuss things that you want to do. I'm not saying that you all now must stop what you're doing and start event planning. It's not what I'm saying. I'm using this as an example, okay? But in our example, if we were in a team and we were discussing what business to do, we would choose event planning because that is the one that we can definitely get off the road straight away, get going, make some money. Remember, we need money to do anything. So if we're already making money with this one and our costs are low, it's a perfect starter. Okay, then we go to the link. The link is the next step up in the rung of the ladder, and that is the tutoring. Tutoring also doesn't require much money. What do you need? You just need petrol. Oh, you can even do it online. So it's perfect. Tutoring, that's nice. And do you know every single student that finishes school, the job that they get? Tutoring. When they want to make money, the students, they go and they start tutoring. So there we go, tutoring. And you can obviously build it into a bigger business. It doesn't have to be a small thing. But the point is, these don't require a lot of resources. So they're very nice to start with, okay? And you could do them on the side still while you're doing your other businesses. Remember, Richard Branson doesn't have one business. He has all kinds of businesses and all different people running them. So think big. Start with this, you start growing, and then you get other things happening. So don't give up on the things that look like, something small. It can become big. Okay. The next one is the photography, videos, and social media for business. Now, this one does require equipment. It does require expertise, and it does require, time. So it is just you. If it's just you to do all of that stuff, there's not a lot of hours in a day. So you need to think about how you're going to do it. You need to see if there's someone else that you can bring on board, maybe a team of people, so that it's not just you using your time. Because if you're doing all of that all the time, especially now you're doing events and you're doing the business and you're doing the social media, it can take up all your time. So you just have to manage it, and you have to see, maybe be selective and say, we're not going to do every single thing. We're going to choose, or we're going to just go with the clients that we want to work with, or we're going to have a contract with one client and just work one at a time. So it just depends how you manage it. But the point is that would be a perfect one for number 3, the middle link, because you're now building your confidence. You've got the skills now, you've got the team, you've got the understanding of business. You're starting to get it. Now you add this element in, you're ready for it, right? Then the bigger one, remember the bigger one, as the person doing the clothing was saying, clothing's not easy. Number one, because you have to have a lot of equipment, you have to have the right people, you have to have the networks, you have to have the sellers, all of those things. So now that you've developed all those skills, you can go into that clothing. And now to get them into the retail stores, remember, you've built relationships with all the people that you've been working with for level 1, for the next level, all of those are already your customers, right? So now when you have the clothing, you've already got a built-in market, because you say, oh, by the way, we're also launching a clothing brand. And now because you love us so much, you want to, support us. Now you can also support our clothing. And then they can also go to the shops and say, we want this clothing to be in your shops. We want to buy it here. And then you start getting that traction, because now you're well known. It's not just some random person arriving with clothing. People know who you are now. They trust you. They want to work with you. They like your stuff. So it builds relationships. So you can do clothing next. Or as I said, you can have other people doing other things and you do the clothing. It depends how you want to do it. And then the last one is organic body products, which goes into the whole thing of your clothing looking nice, but what about your face now? Have you seen your face? You can't wear my clothing with that face. Look, you've got like pimples everywhere, your eyebrows have not been plucked ever. Come, let's do organic body products. Let's help you with that. Let's do a makeover in our store. While we're selling you the clothing, we'll do a makeover, then you buy the products. So it's a perfect fit. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how this thing, every single time I do this workshop, and you can ask Tracy, I've done it, I don't know, 5, 6 years or more. Every time we do this exercise, we get different ideas that always fit together in this stairway. It always makes sense. Tracy?
Absolutely. And I think today having the participants so interactive
Helps a lot.
has really made this an incredible session.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. So now you see how this thing works. So now you would say, let's say we're starting with event planning. Now we go here. So we've identified the idea. It's event planning. How are we going to actually start working on it? So describe in full detail the baseline research. So now the research. So who else is doing event planning? Where do they do it? How do they do it? What is needed to do it? Which networks do we need to be part of? Which suppliers do we need to contact? All of that stuff is the baseline research. But the first thing you want to do is you want to just have a brainstorm about it. So before you actually go and do the research part of it, as in like the physical research, you want to think about it first. What's in your mind first? And then you start doing the actual research. So that's where we move to step 5. So finding the target markets and brainstorming solutions. So the target market is going to be very important. And every single one of those different things on the ladder are going to have different target markets, right? So the target market for event planning is someone who's planning an event, obviously. And it depends what kind of events we're doing. We don't know yet. Is it corporate events? Is it weddings? Is it what, we don't know what kind of events, or is it all events? So that will be different target markets. Obviously, the way you target someone for a business event is a very different way of targeting someone who wants a wedding, right? So that is a different target market. Tutoring. Are you tutoring primary schools? Are you tutoring high schools? Are you tutoring university students? All of those are different target markets, okay? The photography, videos, and social media for business, all of that, different target markets. If they only want social media, it can be a standalone, or they can have it linked with the video and photography. You have to decide what kind of businesses are they going to be, like the big ones, those top, like well-known corporates, or they're going to be the SMMEs, the smaller ones, or they're going to be like the sole proprietors who are very, very small. Those are all different target markets. The clothing, what kind of stores, different target markets. And the body products, not all people care about organic, so that's not your target market then. Or you can convince them to care about it, but if you've already got people who care about it, then it's going to be a bit easier. So that's why I'm saying you have to know your target market in detail. Who are you going to sell this to, and what message you need to get out to them? And then also to do brainstorm for solutions within your team, and you use the thinking hats. So these are the thinking hats that you can do as a little exercise with your team. And this is basically to get everyone to think of different elements of your business rather than, only talking about the same stuff all the time. Because, sometimes like you like to talk about things you enjoy and you don't want to talk about things you don't like. So like for me, I love talking about creative things. I want to talk about vision and planning, and it's like so exciting. But then you say to me, what about the risks? What could go wrong? What can we do to manage the risks? And I'll be like, oh, no, don't want to do that. But this exercise makes you do that because you have to do both. You can't just do one without the other. So that's why the 6 thinking hats are very important. So the first one is the blue hat. So while you're wearing the blue hat, you only think about the blue things. When you're wearing the white hat, you only think about the white things. So you can do this yourself. You can just do it within your own team of one. But the fact is that you have to work on that specific element while you are talking about that element. So don't think of blue hats and then while you're in the blue hat, you think of the black hat. No, you have to do one at a time. Okay. So we're going to do this now as a little exercise. I just want one idea for each. So the blue hat is the process and planning. What kind of process or planning do we need to do to start this event planning business? What kind of planning do we need to do? What process will we follow?
We need to know what kind of events that we need to focus on. Okay. Like corporate events or social events, or maybe kiddies events, party events, different type of events that we need to plan which one we're going to use.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So that's all we have to do. Which one are we going to do, or all of them? In the chat, we see. Know what you want to say. Penelope, do you want to explain a little bit about that? We'll come back to that. So the white hats are the facts, the data, and the research. So what facts do we need to know? What data do we need to get? What research do we need to do? This is like physical, actual research for the white hats. So what do we need to find out before we start? Anyone?
I think we need to research what goes into planning events, what type of music, photographers, decor, all that kind of stuff, what actually goes into the event.
Perfect. So suppliers of. So we need to find the suppliers, right? Music, the photographers, the decor, all of those people, the venues. That's research. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Then the green hat, which is the creativity, the alternatives, the possibility. This is a very fun one. What can we do to make ours different? What can be our uniqueness? What can be creative about what we do?
Creativity. Well,
I think you can identify your unique style to see what makes you different from everyone else.
Exactly. So as I identify unique style.
let's say if you're doing for maybe corporates, you need to brand the backgrounds to suit the particular the brand of the particular corporate that you're doing. You need to incorporate your background to the brand identity of the corporate that you're doing for.
Exactly. So that would be the green hats. And obviously there you'd go into more detail later. But just for now, this is the kind of exercise that we do. Get lots of ideas and then later we see which ones we're going to work on. Some of them will say, no, they don't really apply here. They're not relevant. And some of them will say, yes, we like them. Okay. It's a brainstorming idea. So there are no wrong answers in this brainstorming. Okay. So yellow hats is the benefits, the logic, and why the idea works. So what are the benefits of having us as your event planner? You can just plan your own event. Why do you need us? What's the benefit of us?
We're an odd-jet team.
So the benefit is we have the knowledge and the experience. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
And we're enlightened.
Enlightened. Okay, perfect. Power jet.
Rhea, can I just come in? So
Yeah.
the benefit that I would say of using us is that you can focus on your core business without having to stop operations because some events take time. So you literally hiring someone else so you don't have to take time out of what it is that you do day to day. So you save them time.
Yes. Perfect. I like that. Okay, everyone loves the yellow hat, I can see. What about the black hats? Who likes black hat? There's always some people who like the black hats. It's usually the accountants. The cautions and the risks and the dangers. What could happen? I mean, we have to have insurance, don't we? Public liability insurance or some kind of insurance. I'm not sure exactly what, but some kind of insurance in case anything goes wrong. What happens if we plan this event and the marquee falls on everyone? What do we do? Is it the supplier's problem? Or making sure the supplier has insurance. Maybe that's what it is.
You can make sure you have contracts, detailed contracts with the different suppliers and clients to cover any mistakes or like uncontrolled mistakes or anything that happens.
Exactly. You see, so these things are important. Black hat is not fun, but it's very, very, very important. If we ignored the black hats, imagine something happened and we had no way of dealing with it, that would be the business gone. Bye-bye. So yeah, don't forget about the black hats. And then the red hats, that's the one where someone earlier said, I don't know, 50-50, I'm not sure. And then someone else said, I just feel it. I just feel it. So that person was, yeah, red hat, feeling the intuition. Sometimes you just have a good feeling about something. It feels right. So what is your feeling or intuition about this company that we're starting now?
Feelings and event organization.
Yeah.
There's going to be growth when we put our energy into it. There's going to be growth. There's a lot of growth that will come with it.
Exactly. Okay, so that one is more of a touchy-feely one. Okay. Then step 6 is planning the actions and budgeting. So now you take the best things that came out of here and you put them into the action plan. So that's where you draw a thing like this, action card. Action, people, resources or information we already have, resources, information we need, time, cost, money we have, money we need. So that will show you at a glance what you need to do to get through all of those things that you found out in the brainstorming. And then once you've done that, where it says your money, the section of money, you need to do budgeting and you need to do plans on how you're going to make the money, whether it's going to be through getting a loan or getting capital from somewhere or getting fundraising done, whatever it is that you need to do, that would be the next action that you need to take. So the action card can be used for everything that you need to work on in your business. And then it's easy to manage because it's all in a nice table like that. Okay, it's very practical, as I said to you. These tools are very, very practical. Then step 7 is now going back to step 1 and 2. How is your team managing? Are they doing the things they're supposed to do? Have you checked on them and made sure that they're following this? What needs to be done? Who's going to do it? What's needed and by when? So you use this every time you meet with your team so that everyone is on track and they can see who's supposed to do it, when they're going to do it by. And if anything goes wrong along the way, you can manage them and say, hold on, Jay and Pretty, it's already the 19th of June. Did you do that mural? And they say, what mural? Then you know there's a problem. Or if they say, no, it's not me, it's supposed to be Jake, he's supposed to do it. No, your name is on here, not his. So this is for accountability and responsibility, making sure that everyone is on the same page. You can't just go against your word because it's written down. So that's why we like this, this thing, because everyone is accountable and responsible. Okay. Also talking about how the plan may have changed from the planning of the action to the actual action. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. How did you find a plan B or plan C or plan D? So also document that because that shows your resilience. It shows your growth. It shows your learning. It's very important. Don't say it was a failure. It's not a failure. If you picked yourself up and started again, it's a success. Okay. Step 8 is also now very important because now we've started this business. Okay. We want to see now what is the evidence that shows us if this is going the right way. Are we on track? Are we achieving goals? Are we having impact? Are we sustainable? All of those things will come up into step 8. So using detailed and scientific research and evidence. So if it's, your balance sheets, your income statements, your budgets versus your actual, all of those are tools to measure, but that's only the financial part. What about the people part, like the HR processes? How's it going with our staff? Have we got like 10 people who've quit since last year? And if so, why? What's going on? There's a problem. Let's figure out what's going on. Maybe there's, issues with, doing success stories. You want to actually showcase what you did and you haven't got anything. You forgot. You're like, oh, I was having so much fun doing the event planning. I actually didn't take any pictures. Then what you're going to show in your portfolio now? So you need to have this evidence here. You have to show that all these events, look what we did. This is before the hall has got nothing. Now look, the event is so beautiful. It's got the decor, it's got the branding, it's got this, got that. And that's how you're going to sell your concept to more people and get more business. So that is step 8. And then step 9 is the communication part and the motivation for your team. That's internal. So internal communication, team stuff. And then external is the communication with those outside parties, which could be suppliers, your customers, your potential customers, your stakeholders, all of those people. You have to make sure you get the right message out to the right people at the right time using the right channels. So that is a very important thing to measure and see that you're doing it properly. And also to do your social media, which we spoke about earlier as well. Obviously, that's important, and your website, and making sure that's up to date because a lot of your target market will be looking there before they come to you. They want to see, do these people know what they're doing? We don't want to go to someone who doesn't even have a social media presence. So then the company profile is basically what you'll put together. After you've done all these 10 steps, then you do this document. So this is going to say the business details. So that's just when you began, what's the company name, what's the registration information, when did it get started, the addresses, the phone numbers, all those, normal details, admin details, the website, email. Then the company basics. So this depends on what kind of business you have, but it will describe the business, including your vision or mission, your product descriptions, your services, history, expansion, and growth. So that's important. Remember, I said to you evidence. You want to show it. Before we started out in my garage. And now look, here, we're in like the Mall of Africa. We've got this huge shop there, that kind of thing. Public relations, advertising, industry information, safety, health, POPI, environmental policies, core team details, client portfolio. That's all of those pictures of the event I told you about. So this is what you'd put together as a company profile. Then you'd add the highlights. What are your awards that you've received, your certifications, your special programs and projects, testimonials, news or media recognition. And then optional, you can add your annual sales, your financial targets, number of employees, your partners, photographs, all of that. So that's your company profile. So not your business plans, your company profile. So this is more your marketing document, but you can use this to go to investors and then afterwards give them a business plan if they want it. And then from there, you use this document, you keep refining it, you update it, you just rename it with a new date and you just add and change as you're going. Because remember, you don't know until you try. You might start and then change your mind and do something totally differently. And that's good because that means that you've learned something. So that is the end of today's workshop. Unfortunately, we've already 2 minutes over. But I hope that you got something out of it and you learned something and that your expectations were met. Let's see if everyone's happy with their expectations. All good. Great. Thanks so much.